Tommy Schnurmacher. This is very cool. He learned how to speak English by reading Hedda Hopper and Luella Parsons' gossip columns in movie magazines. Tommy Schnurmacher.
I was all of 13 when I won a ticket to see A Hard Day's Night at the Capitol Theater. I was thrilled because in my mind, I was not part of the action. In reality, I was part of a long lineup in the parking lot of a rundown TV station. I came home clutching that precious ticket in my hand, and I still have that ticket to this very day. Why? Because my mother wouldn't allow me to go. What do you mean I can't go? I love you too much to let you go. Don't you know what will happen if you have hundreds of children crowded into a movie theater? What'll happen? They'll all have a great time. That's what'll happen. They may have fun at the beginning, but what the kids don't know is that a maniac also knows there will be a lot of kids in the same building all at the same time. Uh-oh, maybe Mom had a point. With what little courage I had, I ventured a week, maybe the maniac will be busy with something else. Maybe he has to work for a living like Daddy. Maniacs do not work for a living. He will buy a bomb, he will kill all of the children, and that's why you cannot go. If maniacs don't work, I wondered, how could they afford to buy a bomb? But Mom was undeterred. So I missed the big premiere while other kids were watching John Paul, George, and Ringo on the screen at the Capitol Theater. I was home, monitoring radio newscasts to hear about any local explosion. There was no explosion. There was no maniac. But I didn't give up. I worked on Mom relentlessly. After each newscast, I would point out the dearth of any news on any explosion. The Capitol Theater had gone unbombed for 3 weeks. It seems obvious to me, Mom, and I'm sure that an intelligent woman such as yourself will understand that no self-respecting maniac would blow up a movie house at a half-empty matinee screening when he could have destroyed a packed house on opening night. Mom finally agreed to let me go, provided she could come with me. And we could go shopping afterwards because she needed a new cocktail dress. Mom was too vain to wear glasses, you see, so she needed my help to read those tiny price tags. Sadly, she did not make use of my help when dealing with her tenant. My parents lived downstairs in a duplex in Montreal, and they had a tenant who lived upstairs. And one cold winter evening, the phone rang. Mom ran to pick it up. It was the tenant. Mrs. Schnurmacher, there's no heat. Move to Florida. And with that, she hangs up the phone. It rings again. Mrs. Schnurmacher, I'm serious. There is no heat. Well, don't walk around naked like a whore and close the window. 20 minutes later, there's a knock on the door. Mom opens it and sees 2 police officers. Yes? Mrs. Schnurmacher, we have a complaint. What's the complaint? Your tenant says there's no heat. What are you? The heat police. Go catch a crew. And she slams the door. My father says, who was that? She says, somebody selling chocolate. Mom is much older now, and I like to visit her and make her a cup of lemon tea. She often forgets I went to see her. She calls me an hour later to come visit. She pleads with me. She tells me she's lonely. Many times I tell her I'm too busy. Then I feel anxious. I tell myself I better go. It's the least I can do. She's my mother. I should be grateful she's still here to call me. When I arrive, she's thrilled. Her face lights up. She keeps thanking me. She says she doesn't want to take advantage of my good nature, but she misses me so much. As she sips her tea, I tell her I'm going to write a memoir. She says, are you going to mention me? I sure am. When I leave her, she gives me a gentle kiss. Her skin is so soft. I kiss her on the forehead, wish her good night. She pauses for a second and says, could you stay a little longer? How could I resist?